Hey Rams fans, how y'all doing? I'm Brandon. Welcome to my channel, all about the Rams. Let's get into it. I'm going to recap real quick the Giants game from last week. We freaking killed them 38-11. There's something that's called scoreagami, I think it's called, where they keep track of all the unique score lines in the NFL's history. And we were actually there's something in the thousands of new ones, but this was actually one of the new unique scores, 38-11. So I guess that's kind of cool, I guess. But we did dominate. We did a great job. The defense really did good, even though the Giants they're really banged up. They're not healthy. Daniel Jones is coming off a concussion, but still, give the defense credit. We did a good job. We had guys like Dante Dion step up, had a good game. Robert Rochelle in his second week starting, he had an interception. Taylor Rapp really stepped up. He had 2 interceptions. He did a great job. I think Terrell Lewis had a sack. Obo had a strip sack. I'm going to go over the stats in a minute. I just want to go do a quick overview of everything since I didn't have time to do it from last week. Plus, it was a blowout, so there wasn't much to cover, but it was a great game by the Rams. Couple big injury news things that came out. Johnny Munt's going to be out for the year with a torn ACL, and then Jake Funk has a torn hamstring. The Johnny Munt injury is going to hurt worse because he was a good blocking tight end. He could get you a catch here and there, but mainly he was good for blocking and just spelling Higbee when he needed to come out. You know, he wasn't a big receiving threat. He wasn't a big statistics guy, but he did the dirty work and stuff. So a guy like him is going to be missed. I think Bryce Hopkins is going to have to step in and step up. I don't know if they're going to bring anybody else in or what's going to happen. They're going to have to play they're not going to be able to play 3 tight end sets because they don't have 3 tight ends right now on the roster. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's big injury news, a little bit of big injury news. I don't know if they're going to bring up another running back. McVay does say he does like keeping 3 running backs, so we'll see what happens at that point. But yeah, I'm going to get into the statistics, and then we'll talk about the Lions coming up. Yes, it was a great game by Stafford. He didn't throw for that many yards, but honestly, he didn't have to. He threw for 250 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I wish he would stop throwing interceptions, though. This has been 3 or 4 games in a row he's had a turnover, so I would like to see the turnovers go down. It didn't matter in this game, but that's one reason why they got rid of Goff, because turnovers all the time. So let's just hope he starts to bring those down a little bit. John Wolford got in, but didn't do anything. 0 of 2 for an interception. Good Lord, he didn't have to do nothing. But let's hope Stafford doesn't get hurt, because Henderson had 78 yards, had a touchdown. He also had a long catch. I really like that catch down the left seam. It was really nice. Sonny Michel got 42 yards. Yada yada. We'll go skip over there. Cooper Kupp was back to his old ways in this game. 9 catches, 130 yards, had 2 touchdowns, had a great game. Robert Woods is back to being what he's been so far this year. Last year he had a great game. This week he only had 2 catches for 31 yards. He did have a touchdown, but I would like to see Robert Woods consistently get more work instead of them. I mean, it's working, so I guess keep it going. But if you get into another game like the Cardinals game where they're really focusing on Cooper Kupp, don't force it to Cooper Kupp. Go to different guys. So I just hope in the future, if teams try to focus on Cooper Kupp, they won't just try to force it to him. So Higbee had 36 yards, Woods, Henderson. Besides that, really nobody had a lot of yards. Let's see. The Giants, really nothing to talk about. Daniel Jones was terrible. He had 3 interceptions. My God, he got sacked 4 times. Stafford did get sacked twice in this game. I think the Rams had given up the least amount of sacks. They gave up 2 sacks on 2 straight drives, or it might have been the Satan drive. I don't remember. But after that, they kept him clean, so that's fine. Our offensive line has actually been really good this year. As far as anybody on their team having a big game, nobody did. Their leading rusher was Devontae Booker with 41 yards. Leading receiver was Sterling Shepard with 76 yards. Like I said, they just had nothing. Let me see. Sack-wise, Leonard Floyd had a sack and a half. Very good. Aaron Donald had a half sack. Obo Okoronkwo, he had that strip sack coming around the defense's right side. That was pretty awesome. So as a team, we had 4 sacks. Taylor Rapp had a great game. He had 2 interceptions. Dante Dion, he got in there. He did good. He didn't get burnt, so that's nice. Hopefully he's solidified a spot in there. When Darius Williams comes back, we'll see what happens. I think Rochelle will possibly still be starting, but I hope Dion can stay in there. Maybe David Long will get released, or I don't even know if he's able to go down to the practice squad. We'll see. But yes, it was a great game. Rams dominated, and now we head to the Lions. We're going to talk about them. But yeah, this is a big stretch for the Rams. I mean, got Lions and then Texans, which I'm going to go to that game. Should be fun. Titans. And then, I mean, the Rams should be 7-0 at the minimum, 7-1 minimum. I mean, so this is a good stretch for the Rams to pick up some wins and really dominate, get it going, get a long winning streak going. But yes, we're going to talk about the Lions right now. This is Jared Goff coming back. Everybody knows that. I really think there should be no problem. I mean, the Lions have nobody. Jared Goff has been terrible this year. The Lions have no wins. But of course, as I always say, remember the Jets from last year. But this is a different Rams team, I believe. I think the score should be worse than the Giants game. I mean, the Rams are at home. Jared Goff is coming back. He's motivated. I know he wants to do a good job, but he just doesn't have the talent around him. Just to be honest, I mean, I know Aaron Donald, the defense is going to be hungry to get some sacks against him because they could never hit him in practice. So I think the defense is raring to go. They're going to be ready and hungry to go freaking beat up Jared Goff. I mean, I hope people are nice to him at the beginning, like give him a nice standing ovation, cheer him on because he did help lead us to a Super Bowl. He was a part of getting the Rams back good again. So let's be nice to Goff, but after the beginning, give him a nice hand, give him a nice cheer. After that, let's go beat him up. Let's go dominate. Let's just kill him. So, all right. Now I actually want to get into the stats a little bit and the roster. Mainly probably just do the roster, but I don't think it's going to be ugly for the Lions, but we can just look at injuries real quick. Just looking at the Lions depth chart, I just know this is going to be pretty ugly. Of course, Jared Goff. They have DeAndre Swift. He's questionable. We'll see if he plays or not. The receivers are just a bunch of people that just don't play. Kadero Hodge, wasn't he on the Rams? His name kind of sounds familiar. Kadero Hodge. Let me look him up real quick. Oh, he was with the Browns. I was just going to say, for some reason, his name kind of sounds familiar. Let me see. Yeah, I was right. He was with the Rams for like 1 year. I was like, this guy's name sounds familiar, Kadero Hodge. So he was with us for 1 year. He's been on like 3 teams in 4 years. So, yeah. They've got Khalif Raymond. I'm on St. Brown, Kadero Hodge. I'm sorry, but they have nobody. Tight end Hawkinson, questionable. I think he's supposed to be good. Like I said, I don't keep up with the Lions, so I don't really know. Of course, Eric Brockers is coming back. Trey Flowers is questionable. Nick Williams. Besides that, Charles Harris, Will Harris, Jerry Jacobs. I mean, let's be honest, guys. This is gonna get nasty. This is gonna get bad for the Lions. Let me just look at their stats real quick, see if any of their guys are having any kind of a decent season. Oh, Lordy. Jared Goff, he's average as usual. 1,500 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 picks, which isn't awful, but it is Jared Goff. But, I mean, to be fair, it's not too bad. I mean, Stafford probably has at least 4 picks, right? But Stafford just has way more touchdowns. But he has a lot more to work with. And Jared Goff, what is his stat? He's like 0-13 without McVay. With McVay, he's like 34-14 or something like that. So Jared Goff, without McVay as a coach, has literally not won a game, which is freaking crazy. But McVay, you're awesome. I love you so much. Jamal Williams. Hold on a second. Okay, Jamal Williams is actually their backup. So I'm guessing DeAndre Swift doesn't really play that much. See, Jamal Williams has 255 yards, 2 touchdowns for the year. It's not great at all. DeAndre Swift Swift has more carries but less yards. So he has 65 for 214, supposedly their starter Swift. And Jamal Williams has 59 for 255. So DeAndre Swift's average is terrible. Wow. 3 yards a carry, my God. Just play Jamal Williams. He's a little better. All right, Hawkinson, the tight end. I guess he's like their main guy to throw it to. He has 311 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift also catches the ball a lot. He has 34 catches for 295 yards. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with over 200 yards and the tight end with over 300. So it's modest, not great. Who leads them in sacks? Let me see. Actually, let's see what Brockers has done so far. Has Brockers done anything? Brockers only has 1 sack. Their leading guy is Charles Harris, a linebacker with 4. So really nobody on the defensive line has really done anything. Their other linebacker has 2. So as far as that goes, they don't have anybody dangerous on the defensive line. It's mainly their linebackers who have other sacks. So again, the Lions really have nobody, to be honest. I mean, who knows? Jared Goff could come out and freaking play like, I don't know, the best quarterback in the NFL, but I severely doubt it. I think the defense is really going to get to him. They're going to sack him. I hope Aaron Donald gets a sack, finally gets to hit him for once. I just think the defense is going to dominate, probably get a couple picks just like we did last week. I just think the Lions are just really going to struggle. They just don't have the firepower, to be honest, to keep up with us. So, sorry, Jared Goff, but it's going to be another bad game. You might even get benched. Who knows? Just want to look at the Rams depth chart real quick. I mean, besides the guys I already mentioned, I don't think there's any other injuries that I haven't heard of. So I just want to go through and see if there's any other injuries. Sonny Michel is questionable, but you know he's going to play. Like I said, Bryson Hopkins. They have Jacob Harris as our third tight end, but he's definitely not a blocker. He's basically just a big receiver, so maybe he could get in on passing downs, but Bryson Hopkins is really going to have to step up as a second tight end. Hope he does good, of course. See, besides that, really nobody besides who I mentioned is out. I mean, let's be happy that we've been very lucky on the injury front so far. I mean, losing the guys we've lost sucks, but at least we haven't lost like our main guys. You know, our main guys are still intact. The roster is still in a very good position, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, there's really nothing to talk about. Let me see, actually. Let me just look at their stats real quick, because I was kind of curious about Stafford's interceptions, to be honest. So Stafford actually has the same amount of interceptions as Goff, but 16 touchdowns. I mean, 16 touchdowns and Goff has 7. Wow, just great. It's so awesome having Stafford and having our offense be as wide open as it is again, other than the last 2 years where we were just so scared of Goff throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball. I don't think Stafford has a fumble so far this year, so he's done a good job. He's done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. He's had a string of interceptions last few games, so hopefully he can get it down. But he's at basically 70% completion percentage. I mean, he's doing so good. See, Henderson, 4 touchdowns, 372 yards. Sonny Michel has been a good backup, spelling him when he needs it. Cooper Kupp isn't he leading? He's leading the league in touchdown catches. He's like 3rd, I think, in yards. So Cooper Kupp is having a career year. Let's hope he keeps it up. Let's hope he doesn't get hurt in the playoffs. We really need you in the playoff, Cooper. Stop getting hurt, please. Robert Woods, even though he has been pretty quiet besides the game against, oh God, I'm freaking blanking. Against the Seahawks, he's been pretty quiet, but he still is our second leading receiver. 3 touchdowns. So I'm just going into this game. Who's our leading sacker for the year? Is it Leonard Floyd with 4.5? Good. Aaron Donald, 3.5. Looking nice. Terrell Lewis has 3. He's got a second 3 straight games, I think. So Terrell Lewis has really stepped up. As long as he stays healthy, he's very good. He is a very talented guy. He's just his thing has just been staying healthy. So he's been a very good surprise this year. Besides that, that's about it. While we're here, let me just look at interceptions. Taylor Rapp has 2 now, 2 in 1 game. Troy Reader has 2. He was leading our team. Interceptions, David Long had 1. I know Ramsey has 1. Oops, didn't realize my camera timed out. Got my 30-minute sleep timer on here. I should have got the other camera that didn't have a sleep timer, but oh well. So sorry about that little glitch, a little hiccup. But yeah, besides that, like I said, we should dominate. I mean, it should be worse than the Giants game, I hope. Let's hope they don't come in too overconfident and somehow, oh my God, this would be such a massive letdown if they somehow got beat. I mean, I think this would be worse than the Jets game. Well, it would be worse than the Jets game last year because I don't think a lot of people picked us to win the Super Bowl. I mean, we were contenders, but we're not like we are coming into this season where we're like heavy, heavy favorites. So, by God, let's hope that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. We should dominate. So, let me know what y'all think is going to happen in the game. Before I forget, if you would, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Like I said, let me know what you think is going to happen in the game. What do you think is going to happen with Jared Goff? And I've been going long, so I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you on the next one.